Welcome back to the Crazy Blessed Show. And it's another Monday. You know what that means. On Monday, it's Mastermind Monday. So we're going to be talking with Lisa today. And her story is amazing. That night, I'm telling you, that night, what she did, you'll know what I'm talking about when you lean in and listen to her story. It's amazing. Lisa, I am so excited having you here on the Master Mom Monday, where we talk with moms who are just getting amazing results in their lives, and you are.
Yes, thank you, Hannah, for having me.
You're an incredible woman. I was so excited about bringing you to the Crazy Blessed Show because your story is just amazing to me. Like how gutsy of a move you made one night, and we're going to talk about that. But before we do, can you just like tell all of our listeners or people who are watching right now, who are you? Like, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, my name is Lisa. I'm a woman of God. Number one, Christ is my life and my heart. I am a mother of three. I have twin boys. They're 16. I have a daughter that is 10, married, retired military spouse. And really, like when I really dig deep inside to who I really am, I, as a woman of God, I am here to serve a purpose, and my purpose is to really help other women and to really shine God's light and be the hand and feet of Jesus. That is who I am as a woman.
Well, that's what you're doing today. Like you're coaching people, you're helping women. And what's amazing, if we can like turn back the hands of time a little bit, you were in a place where you needed help.
Yes.
Like, so tell us a little bit about what your life was like before you ever found out about Mom Mastery University, before you ever started, investing in your personal growth. What was your life like?
My life was heavy. It was very pressuring. I spent a lot of time feeling like I was invisible, almost like, okay, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, so I'm doing everything for my husband, I'm doing everything for my children, and then also carrying around this burden of like, I have to be everything for everyone and not really paying a lot of attention to myself. And I really started to get depressed. The night that I decided that I wanted to get into interviewing, it was kind of like that night was so God ordained, because I had spent almost a week before that crying a lot.
Wow. Lisa, I didn't know that.
I felt so just so invisible. Like I could leave and nobody would notice. Nobody would notice. And I also remember that I kept praying, like asking God for help, direction, because I knew deep inside of me there was more to life than what I was living at that time.
Yeah.
Like there was more. Like I said, I was taking care of home, I was taking care of everybody, but I felt so invisible. Like I felt like I wasn't appreciated. And I could just pack my bags and leave and nobody would do it. It's like they would just carry on without me. And then whatever wasn't getting done, they would figure it out. Wow. And I had some resentment, like to be completely transparent, crying. So I had some resentment there.
Yeah. So it was so heavy. You held resentment. You're like, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I get emotional is because I know so many moms feel that way. Like we're just expendable. Like, you know what? I'm just taking up space. I'm not making a difference. And that's where you were.
Yeah.
On that night.
Nothing mattered.
Nothing matters. So leading up to that night, what like, and you say it was God ordained. Walk me through what happened that night.
So I was sitting in the living room. I was actually sitting in the dark, and I can remember as if it was yesterday. And I was on my computer, I was going through my emails, and I don't even know how I got on your email list, but somehow,
I just typed your name right in there.
You popped up, and I'm like, who's Hannah? I've never heard of her before. Who is this Hannah? And it was free master class you were doing. and I want to say it was the 7 superpowers of master moms. I think that was the one.
Yeah.
And you had talked about like the purpose and like not the things that I was doing, but like how we as moms, like how we're doing things, and really helping me to change my perspective, and that I am important, and who God made me to be in that moment is who I need to be. Like I am enough right now in the moment. And I did not like, I'm like, I don't want to turn this off. I don't want this to end. And then you started talking about joining. And oh, the other thought that came to my mind was everyone says there's no manual to parenting. And I'm like, here it is right here.
Yeah,
Like it's
literally.
not just a manual, it's a whole university.
That's right. That's right. There really legitimately is. It's so true.
Yep.
Wow.
And I didn't have the finances. And in that time, it was choosing between do I hop into this or do I go and buy groceries? Because
Yeah.
that's where we were financially. And also, do I talk to my husband or do I just go do this? And I had the exact amount in my account that was supposed to go for groceries. And being the, Christian wife, quote unquote, I was there and like, do I talk to him? Do I go and ask him, can I do this or not? And I just went for it. The masterclass wasn't even over. I hopped in the car. I went to the bank. I put money there. And I'm like, that's it. I'm doing this. And I think I still remember being on the masterclass before you were done saying, I'm doing this right now.
I
Right now. I'm going to the bank right now.
Lisa, I remember that night. Like it was years ago. And I remember that night. And you said it's cold. I thought it was raining. You're like, I'm putting on my shoes. I'm going to my bank. Like that level of no, I don't care. Like I am doing this and let the pieces fall where they fall because if God led me to this, he's going to provide a way for me to do it. And that was years ago. And girl, like somehow you fed your kids.
Yeah, they
Somehow it
still
all
ate.
worked out,
It
right?
worked out. Absolutely. And I don't, and I'm not going to say it worked out perfectly. It wasn't perfect. Nothing's perfect, but we had what we need. Our needs were met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our needs were met.
I remember that when I first started investing in myself, the kids would be like, do we have anything else but beans and rice? I'm like, guys, sorry, your grocery money went to me becoming a better mom for you. And they appreciated that because now they had me back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you're going to eat something. It could be beans and rice for a while. It could be like leftover soup. It could be whatever we have, but you're not going to starve. And I'm going to flourish so that now I can give back to you. And that's where you were. Like a lot of people they don't understand, Lisa, that level of boldness to say, I don't have to I was indoctrinated to like live small and ask if I have permission to do this, but I'm doing this. God led me to it.
Yes.
And choosing between groceries and that you think you're choosing between groceries and investment. But once you invest, the rest is always taken care of.
Yeah, it was taken care of. Even if it was 99-cent chicken for a week straight, but it was taken
Girl,
care of.
if those
And
if those packs of macaroni and cheese had not been 5 for $1, my kids probably wouldn't have eaten it for about 2 years of their life.
and also too, just now looking back, I wasn't making a choice between, getting into Mom Master University and buying groceries. I was making a choice between getting in or not having the freedom because it wasn't groceries that I was sacrificing. I was sacrificing my freedom.
Wow. Wow. Tell me more about that, sacrificing your freedom, because you didn't. You were in so much slavery. Like
Mhm.
your mind was so limited.
I was in bondage every area of my life. Every single, like how we have the pillars in MMU, every pillar I was in bondage.
So where did you get started? Like which pillar did you get started with?
I started first with faith because that's what I thought I needed because
Mhm.
I felt like, okay, I was lacking a lot of faith. And if I just had faith, then everything was going to fall into place. Everything was going to be great. But no, I had to get into freedom. I had to get in here and
Right.
do the work in my mind to really feel and live that freedom and to really be more connected to my faith.
So now your faith improved, your freedom improved. And where else did you start seeing those changes happen in your life after you invested in yourself?
So one of the big things for me was I could not stand to clean my house. Okay.
And all of a sudden, a resounding amen from all the listeners.
I could not stand it. And I'll tell you, like, I don't know if my mother-in-law listens. My mother-in-law taught me a lot about keeping a home clean. And, but I just could not connect. And so I'm just like, I can't stand this. I don't want, why do I have to do this? It doesn't matter. They're going to mess it up anyway. Like, why I got to make my bed, all that. So I still clean my house, but I did it with this, from this, like this mind frame of I'm blessing my home.
Wow.
I'm blessing my family. And I did so the 30-day purge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started doing that. And my husband would come home and he'd just say, wow, wow. Like he was just so amazed. He'd walk in the door and like the refrigerator was organized or the kitchen table was cleaned off. The counter was clear. There wasn't Stephanie's toys thrown all over the living. Wow. Like just that amazement. And then seeing like, okay, I'm blessing my husband. I'm blessing my children because now when I'm present with them, like I'm fully present. I'm not thinking about the dishes that has to be
Yeah.
done. That was big for me. That was really big for me. And then I saw improvement in my marriage. We've gotten closer and we did go through a trial after I got into MMU, but I was more prepared. And having a mentor on top of that to kind of help and guide me through that really, really helped. Just everywhere, Hannah. I saw improvement everywhere. It's like you focus on one thing and everything's affected.
Everything. That is so true. And we always say like that's why we do the different tracks, because whether you want to start with your fortress and get your home organized, or you want to start with freedom, get your emotions under control, wherever you start, you're going to see changes across the board. Like it doesn't matter. You're going to see changes in your marriage, in your family, in your body, in your health, like in your money, everywhere. And so tell us about like what is your life like today? Like compared with that night where you're sitting in the dark to where you are now. Tell us the difference.
Let's start with that darkness.
Yeah.
There's no darkness. Okay. I get up now and I'm opening the shades. I'm letting all the light in. I'm sitting in my office and big bay window, like all the light is coming in.
Praise.
And when I have those moments, and I do have those moments at times where I feel like I'm going backwards. I know that that's not the reality of what's really going on. I have those moments where I feel like I'm going backwards, and it's not pressure. It's knowing that this is kind of where I am right now, but I have the classes, I have the tools, I have the friendships to help me. I have the mindset that does not hold me back, but gives me that freedom to have vision, to have my goals, to know and like just have those things to look forward to. It's only for now. Like I'm not going to sit in this forever. And I know what I have to do to move forward. Feel
Oh,
my emotions, know how they serve me, and know how to move forward.
that is so powerful because a lot of women don't know how to move forward. First of all, they think they're stuck. They think that's going to be their life forever. And then they don't have the skills. Like we're supposed to miraculously just know how to be amazing women and extraordinary moms. Like it's just supposed to be natural, but it's not. And now you know, like I've got this whole university. I've got this backing me up. And you mentioned the friends. Like that network is so powerful.
It is. It is very powerful because you have a community of women that are like-minded and will not allow you to stay stuck in that space. You know, it's having the mentor to say, okay, go listen to this training or go listen to this coaching. Let me pray for you. Let me give you scripture that you can meditate on each day to help you get through this. Let me pray for you. You know, and it's not the gossip, because that just keeps us stuck. It just keeps reminding us of what the problem is It keeps reminding us of the pain. So yeah, having that friendship and that community is everything.
Isn't that like those are the women I want, man? Those are. It's so powerful to know you've got people fighting for you when and if you can't fight for yourself when you find yourself in those dark times. And just like you said, Lisa, it's not going to be perfect, but it's not supposed to be perfect. We're supposed to make progress. And
Mhm.
that means that when we do have disappointments and we do have frustrating times, like you said, in your marriage, you went through a tough time, but you had the resources and the skills to get through it.
Yes.
That is so powerful to be in that position where it's like anything can come at me. It's okay because now I know how to overcome that.
And can I share something else that I learned about progress?
Yes.
It doesn't always feel good. It does. And that think that is something that we tend to expect, like, oh, success or progress, and that moving forward is supposed to feel good. And I'm supposed to have all of this peace and all of this joy. And I've learned that it doesn't feel that way.
Right. Right. It,
Progress can be challenging and
yeah.
hard, but the result is you're stretched and you grow to new levels in life.
So good. And those growing pains are 100% worth it. Like you would never go back there. Like looking back, you're like, oh my gosh, I am so grateful for that day and the boldness to do what I had to do.
Yes. And it prepared me for another bold step that I ended up having to make.
Because now you're a covenant coach. Now you're
Yeah.
building a career coaching women.
Yes.
So incredible, Lisa. So
And it
powerful. What can happen in your life when you start to believe in yourself? That is amazing.
hold the vision, like the goals, the desires that you have in your heart start to come true. I am sitting in my dream home that 6 years ago, I didn't think I would ever be able to be in this space.
That is so powerful. You are literally sitting in the dream that you had years ago. You allowed yourself to dream, first of all, and now you're sitting in the reality of it. Like that is just incredible. That story right there. So I want to ask you before we wrap up this time together. If there is a woman and she's in the same place you were, and she's like, I'm having a hard time to even think that I matter. Like if I was gone, no one would miss me. What would you tell her? And she's thinking about investing in Mom Master University, taking that bold step, just like you did that night. What would you tell her being on the other side of it and sitting in the manifestation of what you envision for yourself?
Well, first, and what I feel most importantly is I want her to know that she is loved. She is truly, deeply, madly loved by Jesus Christ with more passion than she could even imagine. She's loved by her children. She's loved by her husband. She's loved by her friends. What she needs is someone to come into her life and to show her that and to help her really feel that, to take the blinders off that she's stuck behind.
So,
And Mom Master University is going to do that.
mm, mm,
The
so
tools, the resources, the friendships, it's like a sea of love.
it is
It's
a
a
sea of
sea
love.
of love.
Just dive on in, sister. Just dive on into the sea of love. Because it's true, when you feel that you don't have that support system, that no one cares, there are people who care. You just haven't met them yet. They're waiting for you.
With open arms. Oh my goodness. With open arms.
I remember when you walked into that Mom Master University conference. You didn't walk out the same. You walked into people who just embraced you and loved you, and you found your friends, you found your circle.
I did, yes. It's like, these are my people.
Yeah, so powerful. Lisa, thank you so much, not just for being on the show, but just for believing in yourself because you've
Thank
made the
you for
world a better
showing
place.
me. You showed me how to believe in myself. You showed me the importance of investing in me so that I can invest in my family, so that I can invest in not just my future, my family's future, but the future of the other women that come in contact with me, whether they're helping me or I'm helping them.
So good. Girl, the world is different today because you said yes. It's not just your life. Sometimes it's all we can think about is how our life is going to be different. But it's not just your life, what you are doing in this world. This world is different because you said yes. And this is what I want to know. This is what I want to share with people who are watching, listening today is that what happens on the other side of that yes, where you are changing not just your life, but changing the world, that's when you know it's true, it's available, and you can, just like Lisa, be blessed like crazy.